Thinking of moving to Connecticut? It might be the best decision you ever made or one of your biggest headaches. Depending on how you feel, we're going to break down the pros and cons of living in Connecticut. So you can check this out and make your own decision if Connecticut is the right place for you. But before we get going, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button so you can get videos as they come out. We appreciate that. Let's start with the cons of living in Connecticut.
But there's something depressing about Connecticut where Connecticut always feels like there's no hope.
Biggest thing is high cost of living. Connecticut ranks among the most expensive states for housing, taxes, and just general expenses, especially in the desirable, quintessential New England towns. Property taxes are extremely high, but we have good funded services. Cost of energy. Every year, the energy companies come around and cut down the trees off of the wires and make a big issue of charging us more money for our electricity. And we have a snowstorm and all the power goes out. The trees fall on the power lines no matter what they do. So our energy costs are extremely high, especially if we have a bad winter. Limited nightlife. If you are used to the big cities, our nightlife doesn't even come close to that. We have Hartford and New Haven with some good places to visit. We do have the 2 casinos up in the eastern part of the state.
We did, a weekend at the casino, and I was like, I don't ever want to fucking do this again. This is horrible.
But if it's nightlife you're looking for, Connecticut might not be one of the best places to move to. One of the biggest problems I find in Connecticut is traffic. And there's a way around it, but all 3 of our major highways, 91, 84, and 95, are always busy. And if you're in a rush hour type of job, you've really got to plan on when you're going to use the highways and when you're not going to use the highways, or you're just going to go crazy being stuck in traffic every single day, no matter what.
But the bottom line is Connecticut is filled with despair. Yeah. It's not a real state. It's a highway between New York and Boston. You know it's a highway. You guys put houses on a highway.
But that brings us to the pros of living in Connecticut. The highways are super busy because of our location. We're nestled between New York and Boston. And we've always said, growing up, we're at the center of the universe here because we can go to New York for the day and watch a Yankees game or go to Boston for the day and watch a Red Sox game. So that, in my opinion, is one of our greatest assets here in Connecticut is the location. We don't have those big city amenities, but we have the big cities right at our doorstep. And exactly juxtaposed to the big cities, we have some of the most beautiful forests, state parks, and national treasures right here in Connecticut. From our coastline up to Litchfield Hills, where I live, where we have some of the most pristine sanctuaries that you won't see anywhere else on earth. So if you like hiking, kayaking, any outdoor activity, there's no better place than Connecticut. We have top-notch educations. I mentioned UConn and Yale. If you're looking for small town education, that type of deal where you have your 15 to 20 kids in a class, some even less. We have one town up the road from me. They have 10 kids in a class. Public school, some of the best schooling in the country. One of our best things in Connecticut is our food. And our greatest thing is our pizza. We have the best pizza in the whole U.S. And that comes from authorities. Everybody that talks about pizza talks about New Haven pizza as the best in the country. So if you love pizza, you're going to love living in Connecticut.
And everyone wants to know that.
It's all cheese. Yeah.
We spend so much time on pizza.
And it's New Haven, Connecticut.
Really?
Yeah. For some reason, the Italians that moved to New Haven, Connecticut, really figured pizza out. Like, they have insane pizza in New Haven, Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah. Really legendary. I've had it. There was a comedy club I used to work out there called the Joker's Wild. And I had New Haven pizza. And even back then, it's just really good pizza.
Well, okay.
Connecticut seems like it's just for the wealthy, just for the rich, but we have some very charming, affordable small towns. And we have beautiful towns with a lot of history, from Mystic on the coast to Litchfield, which is right up the street from me. Litchfield has the first law school in America, and Mystic has Mystic Pizza, which everybody's familiar with. Our thriving job market is one of the reasons a lot of people relocate to Connecticut. We're very big in the defense industry, in education, in manufacturing. Some great companies come out of Connecticut. And of course, one of our most famous companies is the Pez Candy right here in Orange, Connecticut. If you're looking for safe communities, Connecticut ranks among the best. Low crime rate, very safe communities. You can go out and about. You don't have to lock your car if you're running into a small grocery store real quick. It's just somewhere where you feel safe, and the statistics prove it. We have 4 distinct seasons here in Connecticut. So people come from all over the country to see our leaves in the fall. Our summers are just very delightful, and spring comes, the sun is bright, and then our winters, we get a nice little snowfall, oftentimes not as bad as our surrounding areas. We look forward to a nice little snowfall to take a couple of days off. So those are your main reasons that you would want to visit Connecticut or move to Connecticut?
I don't really hate Connecticut. One of my best friends lives in Connecticut. Shout out to Tommy Jr. I don't really hate Connecticut. I'm talking shit. You gotta understand.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you get like real sensitive about your state, you might be a fucking idiot.
So if you like what you're watching here, please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you on our next video.